Hello, welcome back to Math Time with Professor Prime, and I am your host, as always, Professor Prime. So, this is my Power of Math series where I talk about different mathematical concepts and why they're useful, why they're powerful, why I might find them interesting, and in some cases, some pretty cool uses. And in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about the power of zero. Nada, Zilch, Zip, Goose Egg. Yeah, so power zero. I don't think this will be a long video, and I say that because for me, it's important because it allows us to say something more about the universe. It allows us to play around with the numbers that we can use. And when you're dealing with natural numbers, some people include zero in that set, some people don't. But either way, zero is important. It allows us to say how numbers are interacting. It allows us to say if I have none of some item. It allows us to say the likelihood of something just not happening at all. There's a lot that you could do and a lot that you could say with it. It's useful for a lot of identities in math, like which is pretty cool. It's also like a placeholder in a lot of situations. It has a lot of pretty cool properties, and that zero, that nothingness, so to speak. It's good to be able to find a way to talk about that. So like I did have tea in this glass. Now it's just ice. I have zero tea in this glass. I have 0% of tea in this glass. Because I had 100% at some point, and now it's down to zero. Right, and I think that it's cool to be able to like find a way to talk about that. Like find multiple ways to talk about that. And it was interesting to think about because, we didn't always find a numerical way to talk about zero. But it's been around for a while now, and I think that's pretty cool. And we just kind of accept that, and that's what kind of happens over time, right? When we have a way to define this or that, it just kind of comes kind of place. And the same as with negative numbers, but that's a story for another day. But interestingly enough, a lot of us still have problems with imaginary numbers, or even though there's ways to talk about that, but that's another story for another day too. And for the record, I do not like the terminology because it doesn't work that well. The better way I think to do is talk about like complex numbers, but that's again another story for another day. Um, but yeah, like I said, I didn't think this was going to be like a super long video. Just that the whole thing with zero is it allows us to talk about a lot of different things, like not having this or not having that, or the likelihood of not having that or this, and it allows us to talk about how positive numbers and negative numbers can interact, and in some cases cancel. It gives us a lot to do. It can be a placeholder, like I said, in some cases. Um, and it just kind of plays a part in like numbers as a whole when I think about how important they are, because they give us to say something extra about this universe, but in a different way. And yeah, so that's all I pretty much had to say about zero and how I think that is powerful. Just because it gives you like a whole new realm to explore in terms of representation and like yeah, that's what I want to say. And as for its history, that could easily be its own video, but that's another video for another day. I'll see you in the next one. Professor Prime out.